fast and baby slow.
Again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. We're doing a 2 for 2 Thursday. Wanted to do a quick video. It's interrupting my Madden 22 play. Yes, early access. I like the early access. And I'm having fun right now playing. You only get 10 hours, but it's fun. And you know what? But I had to stop and do a video because I got a pling on my phone, which of course means news alert. And the news alert I found was kind of interesting. New York Giants Daniel Jones for the preseason opener is sitting. Head coach told reporters Thursday that starting quarterback Daniel Jones will not play in the team's exhibition opener Saturday against the Jets. Judge has previously suggested Saturday's game will be treated as by the Giants similar to how teams handle their fourth preseason game, because for the first time this summer, there will only be 3 preseason games. You got all that? And from the sound of it, Jones and the starters won't see anything close to a full game work until the final preseason game. And of course, Joe Judge is saying that everything is subjective to change, and you don't know what's going to happen. And you know you're probably not going to see Kenny. You're probably going to see a lot of Tony. You're going to see a lot of Mike Glennon. We're going to see a lot of... what's funny, though? This is what's funny to me. I understand the philosophy, and I said this... I did a video, or when we was on the live stream, that if you're going to have eliminating a fourth preseason game, there is going to be a interesting dichotomy in the way that the preseason is going to be played. Now, personally... I would have played Daniel Jones in this game. And I know, of course, you're always trying to risk not getting injured, but if you go back to the past when you had 4 preseason games, the starters played in the first half. Played the first series. Then the second game, they ramped up to play almost an entire quarter. The third game, they ramped up to play in a half. And then the fourth game was basically the scrubs that came in, and the guys that are going to be working at Home Depot or on the practice squad. So now what you're doing is essentially you're reversing that. You're going to have your scrubs play in your first game. You're going to have your second game be the game where you probably go into the first quarter, and the third game when you go into the half. I understand the philosophy. I really do. I get it. But here's my problem. And people are like, oh, geez, Tim, you always have a problem. No, here's my problem. Daniel Jones is not coming off a season where you would say he improved. Everyone likes to talk about the Josh Allen factor.
Yeah, baby.
I don't know, I just threw that in there. Everyone likes to talk about the Josh Allen factor and how Daniel Jones is going to be Josh Allen and we're going to make this magnificent jump. Well, people keep forgetting that with Josh Allen improved from from year 1 to year 2 to year 3. And everyone's going to talk about, he has Stephon Diggs and all this and all that, but he still showed a improvement from year 1 to year 2. Daniel Jones showed a regression. He showed more of an inability, not having the ability to read defenses. He showed that his decision-making process was not quite there. And he showed that he doesn't have happy feet in the pocket, but and I've said this before, it's at times that his brain does not seem to process what's on the field and go to his arm fast enough to make the correct throws at the correct time. And we've seen this now also in camp. So here's my problem. This is Jones's third year. This is his big year. This is going to have to be the breakout year. And I've said this a million times before. You can say I'm a Jones hater, but I'm not. All I'm saying is if Jones does not progress this season and play well, we're not going anywhere. We're not going to go to the playoffs because it's going to all ride on Jones. So why not get the most amount of work that you can out of this preseason with Daniel Jones? Now, a lot of people are going to be like, well, you think it's going to be the Trent Green factor. Trent Green, who got hurt with the Rams and then turned around and opened the door for Kurt Warner. It's the Wally Pipp and Babe Ruth, or Wally Pipp and Lou Gehrig, if you want to have a baseball analogy. But he needs to get game reps. We heard all last year, well, there was no preseason, there was no this, there was no this, there was no this, there was no way to install the offense. This is your time to get him game reps. Actual game reps against a team that is not yours. I've said this a million times. If you ever have gone to training camp, not the way it is now, back in the day, where you could hang out on the fence, where you could watch all day long, you could sit there for 9 hours, or whatever you want to sit there for. you get familiar with the team and the defenses in front of you. And a lot of times what happens is why the defense is always ahead of the offense, because the defense is always playing attacking, and the offense is always more of a reactionary thing. In reference to the fact, I should rephrase that. The defense is attacking. The offense itself is trying to work out the nuances of the offense, because a lot more of it's timing. So when you're playing a reactionary game like the defense, it's a lot easier to be ahead of the offense. Now, the problem is you keep competing against the same guys over and over again. You learn tendencies, you learn nuances, you understand things. So you can never really get a true gauge of what you have in a talent unless you go and put them in live game situations. Now, you could tell me you're worried about the line, you're worried about this. And, but I always hear is how we have to build a continuity and a simpatico relationship between the wide receivers and Daniel Jones. Okay, what's a better way to do this than get him in for a couple series in the first game of the season, first preseason game? Makes sense. You got a guy that you need to get game reps. You need to see what you have in your quarterback. And you are going to tell me you are not going to give him any reps in the first preseason game after a COVID year and after a year which he regressed. Don't know, don't get it. Just throwing that out there. It's not my choice. And like I said, you could go either way with playing him or not playing him. In my opinion, Daniel Jones needs to be on the field for at least a couple series, get his feet wet, get him comfortable, because now he's in year 2 of Jason Garrett's offense. He has the weapons. He needs to progress, and you need to see what you have. I think in some ways it's irresponsible not to play him. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could subscribe, if you can play here, that means that'd be awesome.